Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Saturday. How y'all doing today? We are on a special live today. I have a very special guest. I'm going to be interviewing today my dear friend James Zheng. If you're joining me, we would love to know where you're joining us from. It's going to be an interactive, fun conversation, and it's going to be a powerful share. The story here. First of all, let me tell you about someone. This gentleman here that I'm about to interview is someone I met over 7 years ago. I'm in my late 50s, and he's so young he could be my son, but I regard him as my mentor because he was wise beyond his years, but he was humble and always had a servant heart that really meant a lot to me. He doesn't know what I'm going to say here, James.
Not
So
at all.
no, but we're just going to have a conversation. But this is something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. You have such a servant heart, and you gave me a chance when I was in my 50s and second milestone in my life where, you know what, you saw potential in me. And that was something that really meant a lot that you
Mm,
were willing to do that. And so I thought about, wow, he's wise beyond his years and he's willing to mentor me. What do I have to lose? And from that, I've seen you grown, even from that day 7 years ago. And I'm going to get a little emotional. Just a couple months ago, you wrote a book. I'm a
mm,
fellow Christian myself, a believer, and what you did there was really building a kingdom. And
mm.
I wholeheartedly support that. I know you're doing so much good for so many people. This pleases God. And you actually built something,
Mm.
and I would love for you to ask you some questions, kind of
Yeah.
tell the audience here today who was James Zhang before the person I met seven
Mm.
years ago, the confident global speaker that I know now. Who were you before you formed something that is a community that gives people hope
Yeah.
and strengthens their soul? Would you mind just introducing yourself? Tell me where you were before, James.
Such an honor, Lily. If you guys are watching this is gonna be an impactful conversation. It's Lily is such a good friend, a family member now to us as well too. And thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. Usually I'm on the other end, so it's kind of weird to be on this side. But before who I am today, I never thought I'd be running an organization. I never thought I'd be creating or writing a book or creating a business like this. My first entry into entrepreneurship, 19, broke college student, super shy, super unconfident. I got involved in network marketing because honestly, I didn't think I could make any money, but I saw who I could become. I like this business because it's personal development wrapped around around a compensation plan. So I'm like, if I can grow, then that's going to be great. And fortunately, over the course of 5, 6 years, part time at first and full time, we were able to turn that side hustle into a full time thing, and we're at the height of our life. And that's when we met you, Lily.
Mhm.
We were able to break 6 figures plus, or at the top of the compensation plan. We had teams all over all that kind of cool things. The dream home, the dream cars, like it literally looked picture perfect. And then we had what I call a Job moment. And Job, if you don't know him, he's in the Bible, but he did everything seemingly right, but things happen. So bad things happen to all types of people. And I don't say I'm self-righteous. Like we all fall short of the glory of God. But I thought I was doing the right things, Lily. And something happened that it brought us from 6 figures plus a year to within a year, we lost 95% of our business. You were there with us. And that's why I'm so grateful for our relationship, because Lily is one of the few people that stuck with us through thick and thin. So I'm huge on loyalty because of that. But yeah, it was a dark place. We went to 6 figures plus in debt. I was depressed. I gave up. And at that bottom of the bottom, my wife said, "We got this." And sometimes we all need that extra little encouragement, right? And the Lord gave us another chance. And through that, that's when I started to think, what would it require for anybody to rebuild themselves, to be able to achieve their dreams, to be able to get their breakthrough? And what I realized, Lily, was even though I had the business skills and I had the work ethic and I was still trying,
Yeah.
um, if I didn't have the self-confidence, you mentioned confidence, I
Mm.
couldn't build my business. So I
Yeah.
realized if I worked on my body, my mind, and my spirit, then I got confidence and I can move from there. So the warrior movement was something that was born out of a personal struggle. for me trying to figure out who that inner warrior was, and then it became a movement later. So that was kind of the beforehand of things.
Wow. So, after you developed the word movement, like in the process of developing it, and thank you for doing that. What did you feel like you gained the most from building that?
It was there's that saying, you turn pain into purpose.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when I realized that, okay, there were some things that I worked on that worked, and we were able to rebuild our business that took 6 years the first time. Within 2 years,
Hmm.
we totally shifted up everything. Like, our life transformed. We got out of debt. Now we're about to move into our dream home, which that's why we're down here in San Diego. But in the journey of creating it, I realized that the gift of your hurt and the gift of your pain, and all of us go through struggles.
Mm.
All of us go through challenge, and they're all different stories. We all have a story. Right? If I'm going to ask anyone in the audience today, like, what your story is, you be able to tell it to me. But there's a part that God does in us, which is through this pain. It's what sanctifies us. It's what makes us holier. It's what makes us better. But the last part of a pain, which I think a lot of people don't get to, which I'd encourage anyone to, is when you've gone through it, the ultimate purpose is use and turn your pain into other people's ways to help them as well too. And that's the greatest use of any pain, because who better to help anyone else than someone that's been through that same pain as well too. And that's what I think is, I learned to turn pain into purpose, and now it's an honor to be able to help others unpack what they're going through too and transform their lives. And that's like the best feeling in the world.
Well, what I really stood out to me from that segment, what you said about turning pain into purpose. How many of us we're always going to have trials and testings,
Yeah.
but what keeps you out of that victim mentality and more of a victorious mentality? That's why I hear from you, because you've gone through. I witnessed through all the, the loss that you've had, and with the team leaving, the income and all that. But what keeps you going, that what this when you're in the midst of it, it's hard to say, like, this is happening for me. Like, what gives you that I'm going to turn this pain into purpose? What keeps you going, James? I'm just curious.
First thing is realizing who I am, my identity in Christ. I
Hmm.
realized that no matter how alone anyone feels, and this may not be your belief, but this was my belief, I realized that the loneliest time, even through the valley of the shadows and death of death, he will walk with us. And sometimes we forget that, but that's all we need. Number two, an amazing spouse. I think friends, yeah, me right.
Becky's amazing.
Amazing, someone to keep you accountable, to get you out of your own head. And third thing I'd say is a great community. The warrior movement, selfishly, I created too because I need support too. So, a lot of support spiritually, familially, friendship wise, and community as well.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, what are some of the testimonies you've heard from people being in the word movement, how it changed their life, and because I know you built it for your reason, but I'm sure you've seen it now, a full year later.
Yeah,
What are some of the testimonies that makes you like, what, I'm glad I went through that for them?
absolutely. I'm seeing others that felt like they were stuck in their life. Maybe they've tried other businesses before and they never were able to succeed. We have one of our friends, Pam, that was in 9 other MLMs before, never made any money. And being her 10th one, she crushed it, bought her dream car. She actually bought our car off of us. She wanted our Tesla at the time, and she's rocking that really well. I love your story, Lily. Your story of health breakthrough to lose 26 pounds and 14% body fat, and get out of corporate world and spend more time with your family. But really, what I enjoy is, I think the best testimonies I hear is,
Hmm.
I just love seeing when somebody gets that hope again, that they
Yeah.
can change, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
that hope that they can transform, that there's more to them than their past. And it's not any monetary amount. It's
Mm.
not even using the product. It's just them actually, for the first time in a long time, touching that dream that was so suppressed for so long, and they get that glimmer of hope that all of us have. And what they do is they realize their actual identity, that they have more than to them than meets the eye. Like, That's the testimonies that gets me like riled up all the time, and I can be around that all day.
Oh my God, that four-letter word hope, that is so big because I always ask, there's a lot of things happening in this world. I ask God to, end the pandemic, end the unrest and the wars, bring about, healing, peace, and hope. I think so many people
Mm,
need hope because, like you said, hope can drive people to change whatever
yeah.
circumstances they're in. And I feel that that's one of the things that the war movement community does for all of
Mm,
us. And you just highlighted, yes, I'm sharing my story of the war movement, community that changed my life, after 30 plus years in the corporate world. So that's going to be at 4 p.m. Central Time today. But,
mm,
I just want to thank you for this time. Like with, parting words for you, James, like
yeah.
what are you most excited about for the future of this movement?
I believe anything that you see as a huge success, the analogy is like a tree, right?
Hmm.
Imagine the biggest trees in the world or skyscrapers in the world. The reason why they get huge and large. So when we look at any organization, any movement, anything, they're only large as a byproduct because at first they established an incredibly strong root system. It's
Mm,
lasted the test of time. It's
yes.
weathered through the storms. It's expansive. It is like foolproof. It is like recession proof, so to speak.
Hmm.
And I believe the warrior movement, we've had a lot of successes throughout this journey already. But since even that first fall that I experienced 5 years, it's been a 5 year journey personally. And the warrior movement was developed around 2 to 3 years ago. We have not even yet barely touched. I feel like in terms of what we're seeing in terms of our community and their successes, there's a lot, but it's just barely breaking dirt. But it's because we've spent so much time establishing a strong root
Mm.
system that, like bamboo, which takes years and years and years to be able to water, overnight, they can grow feet by feet by feet by feet. And I
Mm.
believe that this year, because of our economic times and people in need of something like this, opportunities, health transformations, and more so community and personal transformation, they need hope, that word you used.
Yeah.
Also, all of our systems, we have dialed in a system where anyone from anywhere at any time can build a business from their phone, which took a lot of money, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of failures to figure out the couple things that really do work. And the last thing I'd say, why I know things are going to explode this year, is our community, including you, for sure. You're leading the charge. I'm just so proud of you and everything you've
It's
become.
an honor. It really is an honor.
Absolutely. And all of our community, all of our leadership, we're running the same heartbeat. We
Yes.
are there's this unified excitement of what's about to happen. Oh, plus our company we're partnering with just relaunched as well too. So a $300 million startup. So all these different things coming together, it's a perfect storm.
Hmm.
And I believe the testing seasons have been done. I believe we've passed the test tremendously as a community. And I believe the blessing, which is inevitable, is coming. So this year is going to be major. This thing's about to explode.
You know what? I agree with everything you said, and I truly believe it. It's an honor to co-lead this organization, this movement with you, the Warrior Movement. So, for those of you on the line, if you ever felt and you resonated with James, that you felt like you've been down in the dumps, low in the low, you felt defeated, maybe you felt like you've lost it all, or you gave up hope. Remember, that's what James mentioned. I mentioned what the Warrior Movement does is give you hope. To if you feel you want, you're feeling stuck in life, if that was you or is you or you're going through some times right now, just know that someone's on the other side waiting for you to level up, to come into this community and develop to the next level so then you can help them. Because that's why I hear from James. He went through that. And through all that, he turned the pain into purpose. And I'm so honored to be on this journey with you, James. So if there's anybody out there that can resonate with what James just shared, thank you for letting me pick your brain and ask these questions. If
Yeah.
anybody can resonate with any part of that at all, please private message James directly. Um, James Zhang, do you want to go ahead and give your handle?
Yeah, at James C. Zheng, Zheng. And just find me Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere, everywhere, or just message me. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
It has just been such an honor. Thank you, everyone. And I hope that today we provided you some value, but most provided you some hope that if you join in with a community like the Warrior Movement, you're going to be supported and you're going to elevate to the next level. So let's make 2023 the best year ever for all of us. Thank you, and God bless everyone.
Thank you.